We've all heard the song "Breaking Up is Hard to Do," but next tonight here, when it turns into a true nightmare. Authorities say a woman willing to lie to do anything, and we mean anything, to destroy her ex. What did she send his co-workers? They had never seen him quite like this before. Here again, Matt Gutman.
While coaching his son's football team, Joe Good was bowled over, not by the play, but by the pretty blonde on the sidelines, Tawny Blazejowski.
Her son was on the same team as my son. Then we started, dating after when I got divorced.
Joe and Tawny could have been a modern-day Brady Bunch. Tawny is mom to 4. Joe is the father of 2, each with a divorce under their belt, and together they found passion.
She was a lot of fun. She was a great change from marriage.
Life with her was pretty good.
She was awesome.
And what the smiles on boozy Caribbean cruises tell in pictures, Tawny's love letters tell in words.
She's very passionate and enthusiastic in everything she does.
Were you ever in love with her?
Yeah, I was in love with her.
Their love blossoms here along the shores of sunny St. Augustine, Florida. Life, for a time at least, is heavenly. Joe lives here on Paradise Pond Road, managing insurance claims for a national company. Tawny tucked away in this nearby cozy cul-de-sac. And after 2 years of dating, Joe proposes. Here's the ring, and here's Tawny's excited Facebook post. But when Joe drags his feet on setting a date, Tawny drags him under.
Did you ever get any indication that there might have been something a little bit off with her?
There were red flags. She would get upset about things.
Didn't go away.
No, they kept on, and the time frame between when she'd get mad got shorter and shorter. And it escalated to where finally she asked me, "Do you want me to just go ahead and cancel the vacation I got planned for you?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, I'm done. I'm tired of this crap."
The engagement is now very off.
So you called her bluff?
I said, "Yeah, cancel it." Immediately the phone rang. And she was, "Are you sure this is what you want? Because I got everything lined up that I'm going to ruin you." And I'm like, "What?" About a half hour after that conversation, I get a text message on my phone that my Yahoo password had been changed.
The bond that almost led to marriage breaks in the time it takes to send an email. Tawny, scorned, hacks Joe's personal email account, and an epic cyberstalking campaign begins. First campaign stop, Joe's employer.
That night, I just went to bed, got up the next morning real early, went into work, opened up my work email, and there's 14 emails that I was CC'd on that were sent to the CEOs of the company.
Saying what?
Pornographic pictures.
Not just any pornographic pictures, one of them features Joe in, well, happier times. We won't go any lower, but Tawny would. She FedExes these packages to all of the members of his company's board. Inside, sex toys and condoms. As if your colleague seeing you naked isn't the stuff of nightmares, surprise! The torment really begins with a polite knock on the door at 2 a.m.
The night of October 19th, things changed.
What happened that night?
1:30, opened up the door, and there's a police officer. Yeah, and he goes, "Mr. Good, yeah, we'll step on out here. So you want to tell me what happened? You and your girlfriend have a little altercation tonight?" I was like, "What are you talking about? I've been here all night long."
In the middle of the night, Tawny drives to the sheriff's office. The pictures of her bloodied face show what she told cops that night. Joe beat her.
Do you think she had it in her to whack herself in the face?
Oh yeah, slam a door on her face.
She was able to exploit these systems that are there to actually protect us, systems that we have faith in.
I ended up going to jail that night. Because here's the thing, a girl says a guy hit her. Most people think, wow, the guy hit her. They don't think the girl's lying.
Despite Joe's alibi, a judge slaps him with a protection order, which Tawny then uses to get Joe arrested a second time. She tells cops that Joe's making harassing calls, threatening her life. How does she pull this off? Well, she's become an expert in spoofing, a cyberstalking trick that makes it seem as if Joe is calling Tawny, even when he's not.
So she's now calling the police saying that I'm calling her breaking the injunction violation.
Then Tawny spoofs again. making it appear as if Joe's threatening her from his work number. And this time she says she's got the voicemails to prove it. Listen.
I still have a gun. I know where you are, and I'm coming for you. I should have told you.
We now know it's probably Tawny digitally manipulating her voice. But back then, cops hadn't caught on yet, and they arrest Joe for a third time. By now, his employer has had it. They fire Joe. During all of this, Joe takes a little vacation with his new girlfriend, Mariella Murphy. One wonders why he'd ever return, but when he does...
There's the airport security asking, "You Mr. Good?" "Yes, sir. Step over here with me." They'd got a tip that I was smuggling drugs in from D.C.
Found nothing, of course.
Found nothing. I said there's aspirin in there, but that's the strongest you're going to get. Somehow she found out that I was going to D.C.
As if all of this isn't frightening enough, Tawny is about to tighten the screws, entering even more dangerous and demented territory. Listen to this. It's Tawny calling the Florida abuse hotline.
There was allegations of him having sex with his daughter, and he's provided all of his children with alcohol.
But Tawny's just getting warmed up.
He himself gets drunk. I think he is having sex with these young teenage girls because he's into child pornography.
Did that ever happen?
No.
But still, investigators don't believe Joe. After all, he's been arrested 3 times. Growing bolder, Tawny now makes it dangerous to just know Joe, finding fresh meat in Joe's colleague at work, Jenny Rober, and, weirdly, Joe's new girlfriend's landlord, Doug Duggan.
She did a Crime Stoppers tip to me, accusing me of allegations against my kids.
Making pornography with your children?
Yes.
So she accused you of being the most horrible type of pedophile.
The things that are on there, I can't even repeat. They're so horrible.
It's hard to imagine Tawny stooping any lower, but she has, now involving the children of relative strangers. As for Mr. Duggan, Joe's girlfriend's landlord, he also gets an anonymous threat, this time through the U.S. Postal Service. We now know it's another special delivery from Tawny Blazejowski, threatening to burn his house down.
Burn it down.
Yeah. I spent a couple of sleepless nights wondering if the house was going to burn this night.